I hope you met some fun and inspiring other seedy characters. What we've got in store now, and Rebecca, I don't know if we're gonna set this up in like a spotlight kind of way or how that's gonna work. But we've got a panel um, of our old guard growers from the Hawaii Seed Growers Network, and those are Glenn Teves from Molokai, Haley Miyaoka from Oahu. No, sorry, I'm messing up. Haley's later. We've got Glenn Teves, Nancy Redfeather, Evan Ryan from Maui, Breton, and Michelle from the Big Island. And
Wait,
so, what? Am I messing up
is that
more?
is that the next one though? I have
No,
Donna, Haley,
yeah,
Melissa, Bobby, and Paulina for
yeah.
this one.
The new
Okay,
one.
sorry. We're going to go new school first. I'm so sorry. All right. So we've got the new school folks. I'm going to take up no more time messing up and let these folks introduce themselves. So these guys have 5 minutes each. They're going to tell us a bit about themselves and their farm organization and how and why they got interested in seed and how it fits into their farm. Who's going to go first? Bobby is. Bobby and Paulina.
Yeah, we'll go first. Hey everybody. So we got 5 minutes. Let's make this fit. We got started in farming because of peppers. We like peppers and we like spicy things. So we bought some seeds. This was I think 2016 maybe. Bought some seeds. We didn't kill them, so that was our number one success. And got really addicted to growing those peppers and more varieties and learning the ways of the pepper plant. And we ended up making a hot sauce that we sell on Kauai because of that. And then
we found the Go Farm program
because we needed to kind of upscale and learn more to become better at that. And then so we actually took our Go Farm course during the pandemic, the first couple months actually the first year when everything was closed down. We were still able to farm. And
then we fell in love with growing other stuff too.
And that's how I got excited with seed saving. We were doing it with peppers, just like this one got stung, save some seeds, let's try to grow it again. And then in our Go Farm class, we had a video where Glenn talked about how to save seeds from a tomato, and we did it, and it like blew our minds because for years we had been doing it the wrong way of just cut it open and put it on a paper towel and they all flattened into nothing and we could never do it. And then he just told us in 30 seconds and it changed our life. And ever since then, any tomato we could find, we were just like, let's just save seeds from it. Like cut in half of it. We'll eat half, the other half goes to seeds, whatever it is, who cares? And then, and then we found out about the organic seed saving production class. And that was last year. We just graduated, I guess you would say, January of this year. And since then, we're now growing, I think it's 5 varieties for the Hawaii Seed Savers Network and then 2 varieties for another seed company, along with peppers for our hot sauce, which we still do, tomatoes, cucumbers, and herbs for local restaurants and like
small markets.
And then the seeds. So that's kind of where we're at. We grow in a high tunnel on the west side of Kauai, so it's very dry. We got a lot more. That was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, so
we like saving seeds from like all kinds of things though. We definitely experiment and like we've done carrot seeds and radish seeds
lots
and
of herbs,
lettuce seeds and all
soybean
flower seeds. And
we have not mastered the cucumber. So Glenn, if you want to make a video and show us how to do the cucumber seed, please. No matter what, they just disintegrate in water. We can never figure that out.
We even left one. We have our farm, but we have a home garden, and so we tried to leave the cucumbers on there as long as humanly possible till they just melted off, and we still didn't get it
Still
to do
didn't
it.
get it.
But maybe we're just I don't know.
It's not our time for
Yeah.
cucumbers yet.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, who would like to go next? How about Haley?
Oh, great. Yeah, I was ready. All right. So I'm Haley Miyaoka, and I did Go Farm Wamanalo in 2019 with Jay, who is probably one of the main reasons why I got into seed, because he's so inspirational and I aspire to be like him. And he introduced me to, or he was just like, oh, do you want to like grow one of my seeds for Southern Exposure Seed Exchange? And I was like, sure, why not? And so I did. It was just 70-foot bed of beans, and beans are like pretty easy because you don't really have to like maintain them. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then he introduced me to the Hawai'i Seed Growers Network. And for them, I kind of branched out. I tried cucumbers, which we surprised, like my partner and I, Matt, who's, I don't know where he is. We surprisingly got like 100% germ on our cucumbers without like not really knowing what we were doing. So I don't know. I think Jay told us how to do it. So maybe like ask Jay, Bobby, and but yeah, it was successful. And then I also did the most recent OSA class, which was super helpful because yeah, I didn't really like have any experience other than like a little bit from Go Farm, which most of it I didn't really like retain in my mind. So that was a really good class. I recommend it. And then this year I'm growing 7 different bean varieties for the Seed Growers Network / Southern Exposure Seed, and then I'm gonna try eggplant this year as well. Yeah, and I'd say seed production right now in our business makes up maybe like less than, this is gonna sound really small, but like 1% of our sales, but it's still something, even if it's not like a huge part of our business, it's still something that my partner and I are dedicated to doing because of creating more like adaptive seeds, and also just making sure that we have seeds to sustain us. And yeah, just mentioning it, I'm on Oahu. If you're on Oahu, hit me up. I'll put my contact info. I'm gonna get a winnow wizard soon, and I got it so that I can share it with people. So yeah, just my small scale farm cannot like produce that much seed to like make the winnow wizard worth it. So come on down, connect with me, and yeah.
Thank you, Haley. All right, how about Donna?
Hi, everybody. Good to see so many cool seedy people here. So I grow on the Hamakua coast of the Hawaii Island, and I grow in 3 different locations. I work at the Kohala Center's demonstration farm and grow crops there for the Seed Growers Network. I have a farm, and I've grown so far my pink-eyed purple hull cowpeas there. And I also garden at my house, and I produced Marconi Rossi sweet pepper at my house, so in my home garden. So, you know, I try to talk to folks about, you know, this is a viable income for even small scale producers. So yeah, I really enjoy growing seed. I did it for many years with students, but never to the level that the Seed Growers Network took me to. So it's been a great learning experience. And we also at the Kohala Center Demonstration Farm are building a seed cleaning station that we hope to invite folks to use our, when we get it going, our Clipper office tester. So we're very excited about that. I had to get another grant to build the shed to put it in. So that's happening. So one grant at a time. We're getting there. But like Bobby guys, I'm doing a couple different types of peppers, sweet and hot. What I like about our hot pepper situation is we can select the best peppers for seed and then sell the other ones to a restaurant that makes fermented hot sauce. So that's another, value added product. Finally got a handle on processing lettuce seed recently. I was kind of resistant to it, and I thought lettuce was going to be on my not going to do that one list, because now that I've saved some seeds are more fun than others to process, which I realize that some of them are just a pain in the butt. But now I really I'm fond of this one lettuce that Nancy has turned me on to, Margaret Creme. So I love perpetuating these seed lineages that previous growers worked on. So it's been really fun.
Thanks, Donna. All right, how about Melissa from Kona side?
Hello, everybody. I think it's been a long journey to seed from me, including that I'm just finding out all kinds of stuff about my new family that I never knew I had, thanks to 23andMe. And I come from a long line of farmers, so that's been really cool to find out. But I've always been interested in agriculture and plants. I remember my first memory of really seeing a plant and really acknowledging it was when I was in preschool, and my grandpa had told me that you could eat dandelion, and I was showing all the kids on the school playground that you could eat dandelion. And it just kind of has snowballed since then. I've had a lot of experience in production agriculture, mainly lettuce, which is my first gateway love into growing vegetables. It was definitely lettuce. I worked at Sundar Produce in Honolulu. My first job, I think, actually was on an orchid and coffee farm. And then I went to Sundar Produce growing lettuce. And then I was very fortunate to hook up with Nancy Redfeather and Jerry Herbert at Kavanui Farm. And I actually got a paid apprenticeship with them as a young lady. And it was amazing to go and learn and also be able to get paid to work there. And that just kind of propelled me into where I'm at now. I've started one school garden program at Honolulu Elementary, and I'm currently teaching at Innovations Public Charter School. So I've kind of just gone through agriculture in all kinds of different lenses. And I attended the first seed symposium. I think it was in 2011, Hua Kahua. And I just remember being like, I'm going to do that. That is what I want to do. And it's been since then that I have been working my life towards saving seed and just learning and going through it. And I think it was 3 years ago, I joined the Hawai'i Seed Growers Network mentorship program. And I have been getting mentored over those years to learn to grow seed. And I've had, like I said in our breakout room, I've had so many successes and so many failures, and they're all joyous occasions because I'm learning so much. I'm fortunate enough to have had a Makai location to grow and a Mauka location to grow, from family to the school to friends and neighbors. I've basically been growing seeds on every plot of land I can find. And I'm excited to say that we now have our own little acre of land in Kealakekua-Mauka that we are starting to farm. So we'll be growing seeds.
Do you want to start off? I'd like for each of you to tell us, but maybe Melissa, you could start telling us one of your most joyous seed growing experiences and one of your most disappointing and disastrous experiences.
That would be lettuce and lettuce. I love lettuce. My favorite varieties include Russell Nagata's Hawaiian Sunset, Loma, and Cherokee. And I have grown them to seed for many, many years. And throughout that time, I have had, I think my first maybe 2 or 3 crops were just these beautiful beginner's luck, gorgeous. Lettuce is easy. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Great germination rates. Just harvested at the right time. Everything went great. And I think that everything since then has gotten absolutely soaked, drenched. I mean, just full maturity, gorgeous, just about ready to harvest. And we had a Kona low come through that knocked everybody over and continued to drench them. So I definitely, lettuce has been that kind of elusive love of mine that I'm going to continue working on. And I think that it just comes down to, I need to be able to cover them because the weather in Kona is much less predictable than it once was.
Thank you. Anybody else got a joy and disaster story for us?
Similar to talking about nature, yeah, that recently happened this past winter when we had really bad rains. My bean crop just totally got damaged. And it was actually really interesting because it rained so much that beans started like new beans were sprouting out of the pods. But I was just like, I can't save any of this. So it was very sad. But on a high note, like I mentioned before, the cucumbers, that was just like a joyous miracle. Like I was not expecting those to turn out well. It was a new crop. But yeah, it's fun to try new things and you never know what's going to happen.
And that was the Costa Cuke, wasn't it? That Michelle mentioned earlier. Yeah. Very cool. Donna,
I couldn't grow Costa Cuke if my life depended on it. I tried it a couple times. They got stung. They just did not work in our environment, but we have had some other awesome successes. So Old Brooks tomato, superstar. Just can't say enough good things about it. So, and I did just recently have a 95% germ rate on my Margaret Krim that I just sent in, which is a lettuce. So yay. I guess we can't win them all, but it's really nice when we have those successes. It carries us.
I guess it's our turn. So obviously our cucumber fails. That's just a fail. One cool success is when we were going through Go Farm, right at the end of it, we were trying to look at all the seeds that we wanted to get for our next step as our first little farm, and the soybeans were out of stock for like,
well, the organic
ones were out of stock on every place we could find it for like 18 months. So we went back through our bag of seeds and we found 2 seeds of soybeans and we planted them, and one plant came out, and then we got like 2 pods, and then we took those 2 pods and planted them again, and then took those 4 plants and planted them again.
We have a bunch of bags.
We have a bunch of bags of seeds now over the course of like 2 years, so we don't have to buy soybeans anymore. And it was funny, as we're going through all that and saving all those seeds, they're finally available online, but we got like 4 generations of soybeans. And I don't know, that was just a little success.
Some of them too, when I planted them, like I didn't realize they still popped. I thought it was weird. They changed colors, so they were like this really cool, like hot pinkish purple color. And then they kind of shrink as they dehydrate and they get really hard and like black. And so as I was first saving seeds from them, because I didn't really realize the color, like I don't know, I just forgot what color they were. And then I was like, wow, they're like changing because they're doing better and they're drying out. So obviously the dry ones are better for long-term seed saving, but the medium, like almost not quite where they should be, still worked, which I thought was really interesting.
Very cool. I am going to, well, let's see, am I going to get away with this? I'm going to try to share my screen. I asked these guys if they would send me some tips. I asked them for what have been some of their best learning resources. And so we've got those listed up here at the top. All of these folks on here now participated in the last cohort of the Organic Seed Alliance's organic seed production course. And does anybody want to talk about any of these other resources on here that they provided?
I can go over the ones that I put on there.
Awesome.
Okay, so of course, y'all should definitely do the OSA organic seed production course. It was amazing. I feel like I want to do it again. I was sad to hear that it's all full because I feel like it's one of those things where as you learn and you apply, the more complex things make more sense. But anyway, wonderful community and a really, really well put together course. It was great. And I learned a ton. The other things that I have on there, I did list an OSA isolation distance PDF. That has so much information on it. It's not just the isolation distances. You have the number that you need to maintain your genetic diversity. There's a lot of information on this little PDF, and it's just a 2-page sheet. I've got it in a laminated sheet that I have in my truck. And I use it at the school and I use it on the farm as well. There's a lot of information on there. Suzanne Ashworth's book, Seed to Seed, is great, but you want to check it with the OSA isolation distance PDF because there's contradicting information in there. And, you know, it depends on if you're growing commercially or if you're growing for your home garden. But both have lots of valuable information. I've found I really like how detailed Suzanne Ashworth's book is without being too heady. There's just a lot of great information in there. Let's see. Oh, I'm not sure how to say his last name. Dan Brisabois Instagram page. He is hilarious. He's got great spreadsheets. I'm not a spreadsheet person. I don't know how to use Excel. That's not why I follow his page. He's got great information on saving seeds and why you should do it and how you should do it. And overall, it's just really inspirational and fun to see what he has to say. As far as the seed saving equipment musts, these are the things that I just stocked our school garden with. So these are things that we use with the children that I started off as a seed grower that I found just worked really well, and they have transferred over into my classroom and they work really great for the kids. And those things are the shallow nesting bowls. So if the bowls are more shallow as opposed to deep sided bowls, it just allows for you to have all different sizes for your winnowing. Having those easy, you can get them at any hardware store. The black cement mixing bins work great. They have corners that make it easy for the seeds to pour. The students have used blowers and fans. They've got kind of a little arc on them. That's something that we found works really well. Thanks, Jay. Now I can read it. A set of screens. I found some gold classifiers on Amazon that have been just wonderful. I was having a really hard time during the pandemic finding anyone that had a set of screens that were of various sizes for seed sorting. I think Southern Exposure is the place that actually has the screens that I wanted, but they weren't in stock for ages. And these little gold classifiers, they're small, but they work really well. Let's see, what else? A couple clean food grade 5-gallon buckets is great with the Gamma-Seal lids. They have an airtight seal, and you can put your EvaDry rechargeable desiccants in there. And that's pretty much all we use with the students. I'm hoping to get a bigger drying closet at my farm, but it really works for small scale just fine. You just got to get in there and stir them. And that's it.
Thanks so much, Melissa. Haley, did you recommend the seed garden, or who recommended that?
Oh yeah. Just because I just got it recently. And I actually, when I sent you the info, I didn't realize that the authors were from the Organic Seed Alliance, including Michaela, who spoke earlier. But yeah, it goes over like almost like all the crops and just basics on cleaning, processing your seeds. So yeah, recommend that. Similar seed saving equipment, fan, drying racks, which you can make, depends how big your seeds are, but for my beans, I just use chicken wire. And then sealed, just like, I don't know what you'd call them, but like sealed plastic containers to put the seed in with the EvaDry, which we got from Costco. And I think further down it says hydrometers. Those are good to also get from Amazon, just to see like how much the humidity drops. And usually once it drops below like 30%, I think, I'll throw it into the fridge. So I guess that's kind of like something I didn't put there, but like it's good to have a fridge or a freezer because your seeds will last a lot longer if you store them. Yeah, like that.
Great. And Donna, you want to tell us about these screens that you like?
Sure. So I was fortunate to be able to get a set from Strictly Medicinal Seeds. I think it's 8 sets of screens, from fine mesh to bigger screens. They're very, very well made, and it's like a lifetime investment. I think it was like $325 or something for the set, and it's all you would need for the screen use. I included a couple of other things that I was thinking people might not have thought of, but I use them a lot. Is I'll show you. I don't see them on that list, but see these little, maybe you can't see it. See these tweezers?
Those are nice.
Long, they're like $4 or whatever on eBay, or I think I got them on eBay. And I use these all the time when I'm cleaning seeds, when I'm counting seeds. The other thing I put was, eventually folks are going to want to probably get the seed counting machine, and that was on Amazon. That was recommended by Jill Wagner from the Seed Lab. And I don't ever want to have to count seeds in groups of 10, for lettuce again. So there are some little quirky things about it, like some of the seeds can go down into the inside of the machine. So you have to make sure that, there's a few little adjustments, but it's been very helpful. So I think that's it.
Bobby, you guys have any resources or seed cleaning equipment you want to share?
Yeah, most of our stuff is MacGyver based.
He loves building like weird things, and they usually work. But
we also don't think about what we need to save seeds until it's time to save those seeds. So we don't really have time to buy anything. A lot of Tupperware with lids for wet seeds, and
he used a window
screen over a bucket with a bungee cord to kind of sift seeds out. A lot of the seeds went through, and the other stuff was on top. That was a great thing. But the lids for your Tupperwares and your wet seeds, for anything that you're really trying to dry, have a lid on it. We have cats, and they love to get into everything that they're not supposed to. So they'll knock it down, and then you don't want that to happen. So
we've had that happen. And then label everything. That's another hard thing. We had to wait until it grew out to figure out what pepper it was. So just because you're like, oh, I'm totally gonna remember this. I know, you're not gonna remember it. Times, and we're like, oh,
yeah. So we had to wait.
We're gonna have to grow it to find out.
We'll know in about 3 months. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Blue tape
and a marker.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for becoming growers for the Hawaii Seed Growers Network and for continuing to learn. I think what we're going to do here in a minute is have like a 10 or 15 minute break. So you guys can go to the bathroom, stretch, do whatever you need to do. And then we will come back together at 4 o'clock, and then we will have the old school growers, and hopefully all of you guys on here now will be able to stick around till 4:45 or so, where we're going to have some question and answer time. So if anybody has any specific questions for these guys, and then at 5:30 we'll just have some kind of informal breakout rooms by island, and so you can connect with some of these guys and take them up on their offers to share cool seed cleaning equipment with you. Do any of you all have any last thoughts before we take a break?
Somebody's asking for clarification on the time.
Yeah, so we're going to come back at 4 o'clock for the presentation. The next panel will start at 4, and then that'll go till about 4:45, and then we'll have some question and answer till 5:30 or so, depending on how much discussion there is. And then 5:30 to 6 is just kind of informal Pauhana time by island. So feel free to hang out on Zoom or take a little Zoom break, and we'll see you guys back here in 15, 16 minutes. Thank you all.